Good morning, everyone. I'm Diana Mayhew, President of the National Cherry Blossom Festival, and we welcome you all to this amazing rooftop here at 1331. This is a view that will soon be very, very pink. You'll hear about that pretty soon from the National Cherry Blossom Festival, from the National Park Service, sorry. I'm trying to keep that a secret. On behalf of the entire National Cherry Blossom Festival organization, staff, board of directors, goodwill ambassadors. Where are my goodwill ambassadors? They're here someplace. Hopefully you've all met them they're way back there. Hopefully you've met them during the morning. As well as 40 participating organizations that all come together. And we're proud to once again unite the city, the region, as we celebrate one of the world's greatest celebrations of spring here in Washington, D.C. The National Cherry Blossom Festival is much anticipated tradition and legacy that brings joy and a sense of renewal, energy, and just amazing, engaging, fun experiences for the residents and the visitors. A special thank you to the government of the District of Columbia, National Park Service, Embassy of Japan, as well as our leadership circles, Events DC and A&A. Thank you to host sponsors, Downtown DC Business Improvement District, Trade Center Management Associates, a Drew company, Chase, and Mars. Thank you to all of you, all of our festivals and supporters. The government of the District of Columbia is a very key partner with the National Cherry Blossom Festival, and without further ado, it's my great pleasure to welcome Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Well, good morning, everybody. I am certainly delighted to be here, and Diana, I want to thank you and your entire team for working all year on making sure that the Cherry Blossom Festival in Washington, D.C. is a huge success. This festival, of course, celebrates friendship between two nations. It celebrates beautiful trees, not just at the tidal basin, but throughout Washington, D.C. And every year we look forward to the start of spring, not just because we're eager to get away from frigid days and nights, because the Cherry Blossom Festival is such an honored tradition here. As mayor, I am always proud when I'm able to build and strengthen bonds with communities around the world. And each year, this festival is a reminder of that strong relationship between the United States and Japan. Over the years, D.C. has added many attractions and destinations, museums, restaurants, championships, sports teams. You name it, we have it. And still, though, even though we have so much to offer, you can go to cities and places around this nation and indeed around the world. And one of our iconic attractions are our trees, our cherry blossom trees. And we know why. They're beautiful. The festival has something for everyone. It's a perfect place to bring family and friends. And when you're done walking around the tidal basin, there are a lot of other attractions around our city. So we want to thank everyone who makes this successful. And see, we're here with Greg Odell from Events DC, our Convention Center Authority. So give Greg a big round of applause. And Elliot Ferguson, who runs our Destination DC, and we make his job easy because we have a wonderful destination. So, Elliot, thank you for that. And we want to make sure that our festival is successful, and we are closely monitoring. I want everybody to know the potential impacts of the coronavirus in DC. DC at this stage has no confirmed cases. We are open for business, and we expect to welcome thousands of people to our city over the next few weeks. But just know this, as a world-class city, we have world-class preparedness as well. And so we will continue to work on prevention, preparedness, and response if necessary. I also want to invite you to our Oxen Run Park and thank the festival for expanding activities beyond the tidal basin. A lot of people know this, but Oxen Run Park has the second largest collection of cherry blossom trees in Washington, D.C. And the more opportunities that we have to celebrate this beautiful time of year, the better for us all. So again, once again, I want to say thank you, and we look forward to knowing when the trees are going to blossom. Good luck, everybody.
Thank you, Mayor Bowser. We're so appreciative of everything you and your team are doing, and we're really proud to be working beside you. Each year, festival events and programs offer new surprises and delights, celebrity engagement, entertainment, culture, cuisine, and community experiences. Here is a preview of what's in store this year, starting on March 20th.
Join my teammates and me on March 25th versus the Phoenix Suns for our special National Cherry Blossom game.
Thank you. So that is, again, a sneak preview. There's so many things to do. And one of the things, of course, as the mayor said, the festival's goal is to take the festival celebration beyond the blossoms and into the community. The other main event that keeps growing this year is the Anacostia River Festival that is actually on Sunday, April 5th. So also keep an eye out for that. As you saw in the video presentation, MGM National Harbor will once again present National Cherry Blossom Festival's Cherry Blast. We are excited that this year will feature a performance from multi-platinum Grammy award-winning superstar Nelly, who will be performing his biggest hits. Tickets go on sale today at mgmnationalharbor.com. The ANA stage at the tidal basin welcome area presented with the National Park Service will feature over 100 free performances. Pedalpalooza, presented by Chase, will be held for the first time at Capitol Riverfront, an all-day-long celebration featuring live music, food, art activities, and we'll have a lot of the neighboring restaurants to participate. Beer and wine garden and an Olympic athlete meet and greet and a finale fireworks show. So it should be a great day. Limited tickets are still available for the Pink Tie Party presented by ANA, hosted by Trade Center Management Associates at the Ronald Reagan Building International Trade Center. And this is on March 20th. Honorary Chair and Legacy Redskin Joe Theismann is going to be on board to greet our guests And because this is a fundraiser, we have an auction, and he is bringing some very special Joe Theismann, one-of-a-kind memorabilia to be part of that auction. So two legacies will be together that night. There will be lots of pet-friendly events, pet comfort stations, and for our four-legged festival goers, thanks to Mars Pet Care. National Harbor's Sakura Sunday and Art in Bloom at Mosaic expands the National Cherry Blossom Festival into Maryland and Virginia, bringing those visitors to the city as well. So for more information about all the details of many of the events and all of our other participating organizations, go to nationalcherryblossomfestival.org, as it's updated daily. This year, we're excited to announce national brands that are aligning with the National Cherry Blossom Festival. Kendra Scott has reissued this cherry tree charm that I am wearing right now. On March 11th, there is a shopping event in her store where she'll be donating the proceeds from that, as well as proceeds from all over the country for anyone who purchases this charm. You'll also see GT's Kombucha, National Cherry Blossom Festival displays in all the local grocery stores across the region. 125 area restaurants are participating in this year's Cherry Picks program. Retailers and other businesses are joining City in Bloom with pink and blossoms on storefronts and iconic structures and businesses throughout the region. Metro's, I think I have it here, Metro's National Cherry Blossom Festival Smart Trip card is a new one coming out here very shortly, and this is inspired by our official artwork, which was created by Matt Long. Where's Matt, our artist for this year? Let's give him a big hand. This card will be available shortly at all 91 stations. And last year it sold out within 2 weeks. I think they did 100,000 last year and sold out in 2 weeks. This year I think they've upped it to at least 150. But get your card now. Everybody keeps trying to grab this one. This one's mine. Sorry. Again, at this time, Leadership Circle sponsor and parade presenting sponsor Events DC focuses year-round on what we do for a portion time of the year. They do year-round positioning the city for arts and culture and making sure that Washington, D.C. is an amazing destination, again, along with our friends at Destination D.C. So at this time, please welcome Greg Odell, President and CEO of Events DC.
Thank you, Diana. Good morning, everybody. So on behalf of Events DC Board of Directors and our staff, I just want to say I'm delighted to be here again this time of year. It's always an exciting time for all of us. I first want to thank our mayor. I think many of you don't see day in and day out all the wonderful things she does, all things DC, and represents our city, and she does it tirelessly but also eloquently. So please give her a big round of applause for all that she does for the city. I also want to recognize Diana Mayhew. So I think many times we often take great work for granted. Those of you who may not know, she's actually been continuing this great run of success for 20 years. She and her team does amazing work, so please give her a big round of applause for all the things she's done for our great city. So for Events DC, as Diana mentioned, we are in the event business. We do so to host, create, and promote events, and we do so to attract visitors to our city. Hopefully they'll stay in our restaurants, and they'll also, stay in our hotels and frequent our restaurants. It was a no-brainer for us every year, and we're excited again to partner with the Cherry Blossom Festival and specifically be the presenting sponsor for the parade. I would argue probably more so than ever this year, given what's happening. We know it's unprecedented times for all of us right now and some difficult times. But appropriately, I think we should also speak to those risks and with some clarity. As the mayor said, Washington, D.C. is open for business. So for those who are comfortable traveling, we want them to travel to our great city and see all the things that we have to offer. As part of the hospitality community that Elliot and I both are honored to work with lots of great people, it is our commitment to make sure that people feel safe, secure, and comfortable when they come here. And we're going to do everything we can to make sure that happens and continues. And so we welcome everyone, and we know that we're going to have a great turnout for the festival this year. So just a few tidbits. You saw in the great video, we are the District of Champions now. And so you'll see lots of themed celebrations with blossoms in baseball. You'll also see, obviously, at Audi Field for DC United, as well as for the Washington Wizards as well. Just a couple things about the parade. We'll have amazing musical performances. Nelly obviously was mentioned during the festival, but the parade specifically, you'll see wonderful talent as well. For the Events DC float, we're actually going to have Denise Williams, a wonderful song. There may be some of you that may not be as seasoned as I am. You may not remember that performing artist, but she was a Grammy Award-winning artist. But we'll also have Norm Lewis, who's a wonderful artist that actually was on the Jesus Christ Superstar performance as well, aside from John Legend. So just one of many talents that you'll see throughout the festival. So I want to thank you all for being here. I know we're going to have lots of fun during the festival. So happy incoming spring and happy Cherry Blossom Festival to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Greg. It actually has been such an amazing honor and an opportunity for me to be working in this organization, to have just to be able to carry on this legacy. But I do need to shout out, and I don't even know, she's probably out there working somewhere, who has been by my side for 18 years, Lillian Iverson. So, yeah, Lillian, to make her step out. Make her step out. Lillian, definitely a team effort. She's the one that when I go to her and say, I have an idea, she straightens me out. So again, this year actually celebrates 108 years of this gift from cherry trees from Tokyo to Washington, D.C. And we're so proud to continue the relationship and be part of the U.S.-Japan relationship and friendship. And the Embassy of Japan works with us very closely to bring these amazing performances from Japan, world class, and just to help us in any way that they possibly can. So at this time, it's my very great pleasure to introduce to you Takahiro Shimada, Minister of Marketing and Cultural Affairs for the Embassy of Washington, D.C., of the Embassy of Japan, in Washington, D.C.
Thank you very much, Diane-san, for your kind introduction. Good morning, everyone. And thank you for coming out today. This is a big year for the National Cherry Blossom Festival, the largest celebration of Japan-U.S. friendship in the United States. This, my third year making this festival announcement to all of you, is a particularly exciting occasion. Over a century ago, the city of Tokyo sent a gift of 3,000 cherry blossom trees to Washington, D.C. to celebrate Japan-U.S. friendship. This year, we are so proud that our capital city will host the Tokyo 2020 Olympics and Paralympics. So, to kick off this year's celebration, we say, ready, set, blossom. The festival will begin with the opening ceremony on Saturday, March 21st, featuring performances by two amazing artists from Japan, namely Moriyama Naotaro, a J-pop singer-songwriter whose #1 hit song, Sakura, means cherry blossom in Japanese. How very appropriate for this occasion. In addition, a musical ensemble featuring Sato Anna, a master of Shimauta, traditional folk songs of Amami Island, and fantastic drummer Sasaki Toshiyuki. And I have more exciting news to share. To mark the extraordinary relationship between Tokyo and DC and the great friendship between our two nations, I am thrilled to announce that official Olympic torch will make an appearance at the National Cherry Blossom Festival opening ceremony here in Washington. As you can see, the Tokyo 2020 torch was designed to look like a cherry blossom and ode to the importance of cherry blossoms in Japanese culture. More than half a century ago, in 1964, Tokyo held its first Olympic Games. Our Japan Information and Culture Center, JICC, in downtown DC will host an exhibit and event series called Tokyo Evolution, showcasing Tokyo's dramatic progress and transformation from then until now. And as a grand finale to this year's festival, the Embassy of Japan, along with the Blues Alley Jazz Society, will premiere Japanese Jazz Day on April the 26th on the National Mall. The event will feature, among others, Grammy-nominated jazz pianist Ozone Makoto performing with U.S. Army Blues to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the signing of Japan-U.S. Security Treaty. Last but not least, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Sakura Matsuri Street Festival will be celebrating its 60th year as well. The plans are grander than ever, and I encourage all to come out for this event, which is the largest one-day celebration of Japanese culture in the United States. Before I conclude, I want to offer my deepest thanks to Mayor Muriel Bowser and the wonderful people of DC, the National Cherry Blossom Festival, the Japan-American Society of Washington, D.C., the general sponsors who support this event, and of course, the U.S. National Park Service, whose extraordinary care for these beautiful trees makes this celebration possible. Like all of you, I'm keeping a close eye on the National Park Service projections for peak bloom. On this very important year, I'm particularly excited to say, please join us. Ready, set, blossom! Thank you very much.
I love it. Sorry, team, you're going to be hearing that a lot in the office the next 2 weeks. Before we bring up our last speaker, I wonder who that is, we wanted to remind you about a few things. One, go to nationalcherryblossomfestival.org to get information, again, about tips, best way to get around, as well as daily updates. Again, we're recommending that you take Metro to key events, especially Pedalpalooza, but other events, if you have to drive, the festival does have a partnership with Spot Hero that can help you find that perfect spot ahead of time so you don't have to be driving around the city, and it helps reduce traffic as well. Check out our festival hotel packages. Even if you're a resident, come and do a staycation in Washington, D.C. As we celebrate the National Cherry Blossom Festival, and we look at these beautiful trees, and if you can't look at them right now, because you all need to turn around, but it's just appreciating this view, and you can only imagine what they'll look like in a few weeks. The people that really take care of these blossoms, these trees, as Minister Shimada says, the National Park Service. So we cannot thank you enough. Your cherry tree crew, and they're probably out there pruning and everything else right now. And so we really want everybody, again, just to pause a minute and just realize that the National Cherry Blossom Festival is working very closely with the Trust for the National Mall to help with the Cherry Tree Endowment Fund, to help these trees be sustained for generations to come. You'll be hearing a lot of information coming up soon about the condition of the tidal basin and maybe some of these trees, and not to have doom and gloom, but they're looking now. The good news is they're looking now to find solutions so we can have these trees around for a very long time. So thank you very much, and I would like to introduce, without any further ado, Superintendent for the National Mall Memorial Parks, Superintendent Jeff Reinbold.
You think I'm just going to announce the time or the day, right? No. Thank you, Diana, and congratulations on 20 years. It's my pleasure to be here on behalf of the National Park Service, and once again to be part of our nation's great springtime celebration. The National Park Service is proud to be a partner with the National Cherry Blossom Festival, with the district, with the embassy, and welcoming visitors here from around the world to witness this incredible, yet fleeting, beauty of the cherry blossoms. The staff at the National Mall and Memorial Parks takes great pride in the work we do to care for the stars of this festival, the 3,700 cherry trees, which are both a natural and cultural treasure of our city and of our nation, rooted in history and tradition. Our staff includes professional arborists whose technical prowess and dedication are among the most important factors in the long-term survival of the flowering cherry trees, a handful of which date back to 1912. Several members of our tree crew are here today, and I hope you will thank them if you see them in the back. I'm not sure they're happy being here. They would rather be out working on the trees, but they do a fantastic job. I'd also like to acknowledge, as Diane mentioned, the critically important support that the Trust for the National Mall, the National Cherry Blossom Festival, and establishing the Cherry Tree Endowment to assist us in the long-term care of these national treasures. And again, this year, the annual Cherry Blossom Festival is packed with events and activities. This year's program offers a full range of opportunities to learn about the history of the cherry trees while you enjoy the blossoms. Our popular evening lantern walks are back, and our younger visitors to the Junior Ranger activity zones can learn about the cherry blossoms through arts and crafts and earn a very special Cherry Blossom Junior Ranger badge. For more on the history of the cherry blossoms, the full schedule of National Park Service events, you can go to nps.gov/cherry. And now, the moment we've been waiting for. After analyzing a variety of data, including winter temperatures and forecasts for March, our staff has come up with the projected peak dates. May I have the flower, please? And the projected date is March 27th through 30th. Thank you. Perfect time. A reminder that this is the window during which the trees will first reach their peak bloom. So we define that as 70% of the Yoshino trees are in blossom. If the weather conditions are favorable, the trees can hold those blossoms for 10 days or more. So our horticulturalists will continue to monitor the weather and the bud development and report out the status of the blooms. But regardless of when the blossoms are open, we have a full month of flowers and festivities to look forward to. Turn the podium back over to Diana to give us a preview of what we can look forward to during the festival. Thank you.
So again, I won't preview you anymore. You're going to have more surprises coming up. I do want to take a minute to thank you for being here today, and I wanted to thank our entire team who works year-round, so my whole entire staff that really are the ones that get it done. So thank you to them. And again, a very special shout-out for 1331 and our location here today, and for the hospitality. Please give everybody a big hand. David. And David did want me to tell you that if anyone wants to actually take a tour of some of these residents before you go, available residents, we're not going into anybody's house, to see David, and he'll actually give you a tour today. So thank you very much. Thank you all for coming. And wait, ready, set, bloom. Oh, I'm going to have so much fun with that. Thank you.